Ramajoe. What do you guys think? A painting like me single, it's never gonna happen.
Guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, then it's just hi. Thank you so much for stopping by. My name is Matseko Ramajoe, and I hope you like my content enough to subscribe. While you're at it, don't forget to like, share, and comment down below. Like, if you have anything to say and get off your chest, do it in the comment section below. Okay, interaction is very much welcome here. And two things. I just woke up, right? So if my eyes look scary big, this is just how I look after I woke up. I did have a bit of a nap. I wanted to shoot earlier, but we had load shedding and it looks like we did this, so I decided let me just do it after the fact. Okay. And number two, today is the 11th of February, and we did wake up to the very sad news that we lost two very prominent people in our music industry, aka Ad Tibbs. And before we get into it, I just want to say condolences to the families of the people that were lost so tragically. And you know, there's never enough one can say to just console people who have lost their loved ones. So today is just a very sad day. Other than that, let's get into the video. I think the title or the idea of today's video is very relevant, is the word I'm looking for, I think, to the news that we woke up to today. It is, like I said, the 11th of February. That means it's also 4 days to my birthday. Okay, 4 days to my birthday, and yes, I am turning 27. You know what that means? You know what that means? It means I can papa kamai. As you've seen by the title, I am doing a get ready with me while I'm doing these 27 things I learned before the age of 27. I have a list. Okay, I have my journal that I wrote these things to. This is my journal, by the way. It's big as hell, innit? I know. I write as often as I can in this thing because it just helps relieve me. Like, I'm a person who can really write down how they feel but struggle to vocalize it. So having one of these babies, lifesaver. Get yourself one. It doesn't have to be this big, but trust me, invest in one. It's necessary. But yeah, I wrote down a list of all these things, and there's actually 27 of them. Like, I don't know if you guys can see, but there's like 27 of these things. So you can say effort, okay? So put in as much effort to listen as I did in making this video. Okay, thanks. I think right now you guys already know the drill when it comes to the makeup on here. I don't do my brows on camera, for those of you who are new, because admin. Number two, I don't really focus much on the makeup because it's just something I do to keep myself busy while I'm talking. I feel it would be really boring for me to just sit and not say anything, and not do anything rather, while I'm sitting here and talking and blabbing on. But yeah, now that the face is primed, let's get into it. So number one on my list of 27 things I learned before the age of 27 is take accountability. Wrong color. Take accountability, or practice accountability. I'm one of those people who really believed a lot of my behavior was justified because of some of the things that I went through. I believed people had to understand because they knew I had these issues when they came into my life. But eventually they will understand you know. Yes, I went through all of these things, but Alina, I had to accept the part that I played in certain things going the way they did in my life. For example, my academics, like I mentioned in the last video, like, chill, I had plenty of opportunity to do better than I did, but I still didn't because I was the victim in all of this, and you know, I deserved a bit of grace, you know. So practice accountability. The older you get, the more you understand how important it is to point out the role that you played in so many other things going bad in your life, the decisions that you make, the people you hang around with, and so forth. So that's number one. Number two is that it's okay to outgrow things and people. Okay, a lot of times we hold on to battle and things because I think society has normalized, especially in relationships, the anniversary, or I've been with this person has been my friend for so many years and so many years, and I've had one friend for all my life. Like, it's cool to just say, you know, maybe in another lifetime, but not anymore. So that's what I realized what it is. And outgrowing these things does not now mean you have to start bashing them. It just means okay, now you know better couple. Now it's just you've moved past it and you would really just like something for yourself. The habits in general, like there are things that you do at a very younger age that are very exciting and very very, you know, fulfilling in a way. Mari, at some point as you grow older, you just realize for Nagoyo probably, but not anymore, you know. Yeah. So number 3 is jack of all trades. The saying jack of all trade but master of none in full is a jack of all trade is a master of none, but is still better than a master of one. Meaning, yes, it's important to dedicate your time and efforts and energy to one thing and perfect it, but also it's much better to have learned a number of skills than to just have perfected one. So learn to diversify your talents or your efforts. Okay, don't focus on one thing all the time and hope all the time. Like, make sure that you have plenty other things going in your life that even if Hadi Pope gonna go one, but you get me. The saying is true. Being a jack of all trade and not having mastered a single one is better than just being a single master of something and it not giving you anything tangible. Kapo, it's about to you get me. I hope that makes sense. 4th on my list is learn financial literacy. Do it. I, for one, know I'm terrible with money because I never knew how to handle it. I've never known how to do with money is just spend. So now that I'm earning my own, I'm just like, damn, things are really expensive. But I've realized it's because I you know, I don't know how to prioritize when it comes to money. All I know is that like and think, okay, these are the things that I have to do, and then realized, okay, it's too many things at the same time. Like, I don't earn that much for I have to get things done all the damn time. But you have to, when it comes to learning financial responsibility, it comes with a lot of sacrifices and a lot of compromises as well. So it's something that I'm currently learning, because to be quite honest, I'm bad with finances, bro. Like, I don't know how to handle it. I think I had my first account when I was like 19, I think. So you can imagine what, like, the whole time all I knew was that I was receiving it and I was going somewhere. Not okay, spend it in a certain way, focus it on the things that I need, and then get strong afterwards. But like, no. So for your sake and for my sake, please learn financial responsibility, learn financial literacy. Trust me, it will be the best thing you do for yourself. Trust me. Another thing is that you only learn by, this is number 5, right? You only learn by doing and understanding. Okay? Not every lesson needs to be a practical of something. You don't have to go through everything for you to learn the lessons. Now, you just have to look at something and learn from a distance. And just learn, okay, this is not something I'd like to find myself in. You know, I'm so sorry that person found themselves in that position, but like, for now, it's for me. No. Okay, so it's important that you know when to like distance yourself from learning some lessons practically, and when to just, you know, some things you can't avoid. You're gonna have to go through them in order for you to learn. But hangata, make sure that you learn just by understanding and observing from a distance, you know. I don't know where I'm going with this green look, child, but trust the process. Let's trust the process. Number 7 is that be vocal. Okay, learn to speak up. As you get older, you realize that I don't say nothing. I just distance myself, or I just get like people are not gonna smell something is wrong. Speak up, say something before people give up on you. You know the song like that. Say something, I'm giving up on you. Don't mind my vocals. Just pay attention to the message, because people are never gonna just insinuate, oh, okay, I know something is wrong because you're acting differently. Umdala, okay? Speak up, be vocal, talk about how you feel, you know, tell people how their actions made you feel. Tell them that you didn't like certain things. Come on. Nobody in this world comes in this world to just, except your mother, of course, but nobody in this world comes just to dula attentive to your emotions and okay, speak up. Speak up. Like, a lot of relationships and friendships, like things in general, because people just aren't saying what they need to be saying, you know. We just assume that people know us, so what about when something is wrong? Like, you're grown. Speak up, be vocal, speak up. Linda, myself, I'm still having a problem with that, because I think I switch from being very calm to being very hysterical when I have to express myself, because I feel like, why aren't you understanding me? But I had to realize, okay, you know, certain things are going to take time for some people to process or just to catch on to. So speaking up helps. Number 8, personal favorite, 10 out of 10, would definitely recommend. Cry as much as you want to, as much as you can. Like, there's no glory in not crying when you want to, you know. That thing is, it relieves. Like, don't, if you feel like, no, just do it. That thing, your footies, it kind of, if you're a gangster like me, it kind of makes you feel weak. But cry. If you feel no, I want to talk about something in last year, when I was still looking for a for a world program so that I can complete my course. Nothing was coming together. I had found an opportunity somewhere, but it didn't pan out, and neseki duzi give up thinking, like, what did I do to deserve this? And I found myself like I was going to say, I'm going to pray, you know. I ended up just like crying my heart out. Fast forward about a couple of weeks or a month later, I get a call, and now I can complete my world program. Like, I'm not saying it's a solution, but I'm saying, you can't say them through your mouth. So if you feel like sello is the only thing that's going to save you from completely breaking down, or completely just like ending everything, just let it all out. Just cry if you need to. Ooh, guys, I don't know why I'm saying so much, but like, cry as much as you can, as much as you need to. There's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't matter who you are, male, female, especially male. Haungu, please, you're not. Just cry. It helps. Take it from me, I do it a lot. I could literally list it down as one of my skills, because that's how much I do it. Okay, cry if you need to, please. And is keep the promises that you make to yourself. Keep the promises that you make to yourself. That's very important, because if you can't keep the promises that you're making to yourself, how on earth do you expect to keep them to anyone else? Like, you yourself can't afford to give yourself the things that you say you need, couple, the things that you say are good for you, but you want to be making promises of I love yous to other people. Be for real. Be for real. Like, there's no way and even if you are, you're doing it wrong. Number one priority always has to be you. I don't care what nobody says. You are your number one priority to yourself. Stop being alive to be someone's mother or someone's friend or someone's this or someone's that, when you are not that person to yourself. How are you expecting to give to people when you are not pouring into yourself? And as cliche as it sounds, it's true. A lot of things here are going to be very cliche, you know, and you get to learn them as you grow. And I really wish somebody would have pointed them out for me soon, you know. But here we are. I'm not complaining, barely, but I'm there, you know. So Learn to keep the promises that you make to yourself. It's very important that you know that you can count on yourself before you think, or before you can assume that you can count on anybody else. You know, please take it seriously, for my sake and yours, but for yours especially. Number 10, it kind of ties into the last one. You can't expect from other people what you can't give to yourself. You can't expect people to be loyal and faithful to you when you can't do the same for yourself. You can't expect for people to be there for you when you can't do that for yourself. You can't expect people to know how you feel when you haven't had the conversation with yourself. Or just you have to be to yourself what you expect others to be to you. You lead by example in your life. Whatever happens in your life, you have led it by example. People know how to treat you because of how you treat yourself. That's facts. Okay, so learn to gather yourself and give yourself as much as you can before you can expect it from other people. Basically, like I said, number 9, number 10, so Martin Olemi, they tie together. Number 11 is dedicate a piece of your salary, especially to yourself. Like
make yourself, spoil yourself. I said, listen, you got paid this month end, thanks God. And if that has happened, my man, there's a pair of sneakers you want and your budget is tight, forget the budget. Look after your emotions.
House especially if you have something small and coming in, make sure you spend at least 200 rand of it on yourself. Okay? Yeah, how you yourself are going through as much of it as anybody else. So take time to just like be thankful and grateful who get through whatever it is you're going through, and here you are now enjoying the benefits of your hard labor. Girl, why not? At number 12, we have don't address issues you are not aware of. Take it from me, anything that's not said to your face is unsaid. So don't address the ntho were never said to you directly. As long as nobody has said anything about nothing, don't address it. A lot of times batho ba expect ho hobane wa batse ba tlamile o tsebe go rona bothata o sa bua at your big age. Could never be me. Number 13, we have you are only as good as your efforts. Okay, we are very, very big dreamers. Yes, you have dreams. Yes, you have things you want to achieve, but what efforts are you making towards that? You know, what's in? Are you just speaking them into existence? Manifest or no actions. Your actions need to match your manifestations, because the universe gives, but it can easily take away. Is that something? You know, work towards it. There's a saying that is very cliche on social media. Do it scared, do it broke, do it facts. Like I said, a lot of these things are now going to be very cliche. Even though we don't want to hear it, you have to put in the effort. You have to tell it all, or regardless of how expensive it is. Understand that, like, that's something I feel like also my generation doesn't get. Like, do all those things, but also put in the work. Put in the effort. Make sure you're meeting your prayers and your dreams halfway. You are only as good as your efforts. You can have talent, you can have connections, but how you're too busy relying on other things instead of just putting in the work. You get me? 14 is comparison is the thief of joy. On lane, on pace. That thing is true. Stop comparing yourself. We do it to ourselves all the time. Why? If it was meant for you to be there, you would be there, fully in it. No complaints, no nothing. So why do you feel the need to constantly compare yourself? Now what? Stop comparing yourself to the people who have it going for them. Stop it. Like, except for the fact that it's gonna depress you even more, because here you are not having those things despite the fact that you feel you deserve them. But hadiyo, now what? You're always going to be sad because you feel like you're not doing enough, because how do you think those people got there? Even if it was by connections, And here you are comparing yourself because we're not there's literally is not going to do anything for you but just make you sad, unless of course you're willing to go out there and make the same efforts as these people. Stop comparing yourselves to them. Own lane, own race, own pace is facts. Keep to it no matter how difficult it is. Takatao are not you. Even if you do achieve certain things, give them more because you keep comparing yourself to the people who are doing better than you. Stop it, please. Number 15, we have practice common decency. Like, there's this thing, people don't owe you nothing, but when you don't owe people nothing. Yes, you do. You owe people common decency, common courtesy. That's what you owe people. Boto. I don't care who you are, what you do, what you have. You owe people common decency. The only time it's justifiable for you to be treating people some other way is if other than that, please practice common decency. Empathy, guys. Social media, like I said in the beginning, today we woke up to very sad news that we lost a very prominent name in the entertainment industry. But who personality, Boto. People aren't supposed to feel sad or they lost somebody whose music they listened to, whose face they saw for years and years on television, and like people aren't supposed to feel sad about that. Why little? At number 15, we have vulnerability is not a weakness. Nah, I had to learn this very quickly. I had to learn this fully, unfortunately, because I did used to think being vulnerable was just going to be something that people were going to use against me. So I had to learn that vulnerability was not a weakness. However, do be careful with whom you share it with or who you're allowed to see you vulnerable, because but are just there to have a front row seat to your misery. Well, I understand. How about one thing, we often feel they're there to support us, but are just there to make sure you're going through what you say you're going through. You get me? So be careful who you share it with, but allow yourself to be vulnerable. Who Stone Cold Steve Austin is not gonna help you with nothing. You're just gonna have so many emotions that you haven't dealt with because you feel like it's a weakness for you to show you're going through it, couple. Something isn't quite balancing the way you would like it to in your life. So be vulnerable, allow yourself to feel emotions that you are uncomfortable with. Even allow yourself to do that. There's nothing wrong with feeling ribato. At the end of the day, we are allowed to feel these things. We're allowed to have bad days. We're allowed to have days where we just want to be told everything is going to be okay, so be vulnerable, but be careful with whom you share it with. And number 17 is whatever calms you down is your prayer. Use it. If you're like me and you struggle, I'm not a person who can kneel down and immediately know what I'm going to say. Well, this is I don't know if there's such a thing, but like so if you have anything else in your life, it brings you calmness and it puts you in a state where you feel express I can feel certain things, or I feel calmer than I was before. Do that often. It doesn't always have to be prayer. It can be anything really. In 2016, MGI, there was a girl I was seeing. She was helping me on my spiritual journey, and she told me something up until to this day, whatever you decide to run to when things aren't going the way you think they should, that's your God. I understand. So it doesn't always have to come in the form of a prayer. No. If you feel wena tsa felo ke tsona tso bam fatse tse kgonang how lo tsona o kgona hore o go imamela o kgona ho bua maikutlo a hao mo do that you don't even have to say it out loud. You can just feel these emotions, or just like have them run through your head and just communicate them with the universe or whoever it is that you believe in. Okay, this is how I'm feeling right now, and this is how I would like things to go, you know. Don't always feel like you're pressured to so that your things can go the right way. Yes, I'm not saying step away from prayer, but I'm just saying in a different way. Practice it that way, because that's just how it feels and how it works for you. You don't always have to be a prayer warrior, a Proverbs 31 woman for you to have things go right for you. About 17, if you are not told, don't ask. The people who are meant to know already do. Siri, trust me. But why does I'm there? Because I invited the people that I wanted to invite. Why is that just because I already told the people I wanted to tell? It's that simple. People don't forget to tell you. You don't forget to tell me that we need to go out, but you do forget to tell me when good things are happening in your life. Come on, be for real. Be for real. If that's how fire no connection ill, let it stay the way it stays. Trust and believe. People don't forget to share good news with the people that are important to them. So if you're not told, don't ask. If you're not invited, don't go. Finish and clarapeto. Do. Coming in at number 19 is laugh often and laugh genuinely. I said this in my previous vlog. One thing about me, I will laugh. Me, I will laugh, and I'm funny too. So why not? So please take as much time as you take crying, take as much time to laugh as well, because laughing won't stress. A lot of people are stressed because they don't take time to just giggle at something. Chokunyana, you know, always serious on social media, wanting to know what GDP does or whatever you guys talk about. Like, how necessary so that you can laugh a bit. And number 20 is that life goes on. We've lost so many people that have been prominent, and even if they're not dead, but in our lives, but you did not die. Did you die? But did you die? No, you did not. Because unfortunately, that's the reality of it. Just because people left your life, just because people made you feel a certain way, no, life goes on. Every single day is a new day. If they hurt you today, tomorrow is a new one. So when people need to get punished in order for you to feel better, can you do some for me? Can you talk to the odds first for me? And number 21 is learn reciprocation and practice it. Reciprocate energy, reciprocate effort, reciprocator. If motor alpha 1, if alpha 1.1, alpha 1.1, that's it. Like, stop putting too much effort into people that aren't putting as much effort into you. Some things aren't meant to last forever. I really do believe every language has a saying that emphasizes the fact that nothing lasts forever. So Oscar feel bad because and you chose your own peace over something else. That's fine. Reciprocate energy. If people make you feel good, also make them feel just as good. Well, I understand that nothing is ever one-sided, and if it is, stop putting in the effort. It's that simple. It's that simple. To my next point, to say being included is not always a good thing. Wow, this is we actually get so sad and stuff, but it's a favor. Yes, it was because but you regard them as very close to you. It was now why are some now why are some pizza, but leave it at that. 22, we have always pray for a heart that is accepting. Nothing will free you, Skapelo amhelang. I wanna what amhela will free you from a lot of stress, because then it will teach you to appreciate what you have. Then it will teach you to work on what you don't. Well, understand? Force there. You feel the need how You're constantly putting yourself in situations that aren't healthy for you because how khono amehela mo o leng teng. So whatever you do, pray for a heart that is accepting. I never leave it out of my prayers. Pelo e is very important. Number 3 a heart that is accepting. A heart that accepts will save you from a lot of things. A lot of things. Trust me, I've been in a position where I don't accept certain things because I feel like and make them better. But no, I've only just was just putting myself in way worse situations, putting myself in a position where people can say things about me that are quite valid, but did not make me see any better. So trust me, below I'm important, my baby. At number 24, we have give yourself grace. It is important to allow yourself the courtesy of knowing that you're only human at the end of the day. Mistakes happen, we don't always expect perfection from yourself because and the position and you could have absolutely no control over it. So give yourself grace of knowing you're human, mistakes happen, and just accept you can just do better from now on because you know better from now on. Don't hold grudges against yourself. Coming in at number 25 is do not do anything out of desperation. Desperation makes you do things that you wouldn't normally do on a daily basis. Like, simply because you're so desperate to feel something or to belong somewhere. Because you're so desperate to have something that is yours, or you're so desperate to it's just out of desperation. Like, I can't name enough examples, but don't ever act out of desperation. It forces you into spaces you might not recognize the person that you are because you were so desperate to make something out of certain things, to feel something, that you ended up moving with the wrong crowd or associating yourself with people you wouldn't otherwise look at. So again, own pace, own race, own lane. Don't do anything that makes you act out of character. Don't act out of desperation. Ever. Save yourself the embarrassment. Save yourself the time. Save yourself the regrets. Don't do it. And number 26, we have relax. A tired you is no good to the universe or to the people around you. Okay? Again, ipenako, just to calm down from all the stress, just to calm down from all the heartache, like ipenako, we're also desperate to make something out of ourselves that we forget to just relax and give ourselves time to just catch up on life, on enjoying the small things, on just being around the people that we love and doing things that make us happy, because we're always so caught up in making something of ourselves, in achieving something, in feeling some sort of gratification from society. Just sometimes just relax, take a breather, take time out for yourself. What makes you happy, what keeps you going, etc. Just take a moment to yourself. All these things you're trying to achieve. A big house is no use if you're not there to live in it. A fancy car is no use if you're not there to drive it. Your dreams are no use to the world if you're not there to make them come true. So relax. Last but not least, I'm not even finished with my makeup, but last but not least is this is actually my favorite quote ever, because usually on Rhythm City a while back, Ibuaki Jamie Bartlett, the actor who played David Gennaro, God rest his soul, what a brilliant talent we had there. Fear is an emotion you can't do anything with. When you're angry, you retaliate. When you're happy, you celebrate. But when you're scared, that's all you are. There's nothing you can do with fear. even if you feel it, don't let it cripple you. Because now what? Now what? So feel fear. Nobody's stopping you from feeling fear, but always remember there's nothing you can do with it. That's it. That's it. So whatever you do, let fear take its course, but don't let it stay. It can visit, but don't let it stay. Let it be known who it's not supposed to be comfortable in your life whatsoever. It does not belong there. Therefore, you cannot let it stay under any circumstances ever. Right, so with all that being said, we have come to the end of the video. This is the final look. I've changed because I am going somewhere, and by now I think you guys all know if I say I'm going somewhere, I'm going to one place because, you know, I'm a girlfriend and all. But yeah, I hope whatever I said today resonates with someone somewhere. Another thing, lastly, bonus thing that I've learned in the 27 years that I've been alive, you do not have to have everything figured out in your 20s. Honestly, I don't care the social media pressure. I don't care what anybody says. Your 20s are just for trying to navigate yourself in your life. So you don't have to have it figured out completely. It's not going to come as simply to you as it's going to come to the next person. So don't put yourself under the pressure of thinking, on pace, on whatever. But like, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the content. I hope you guys loved the video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to comment down below as well. Thank you to everybody who keeps subscribing to my channel. I love you guys so much. You guys are actually making this worthwhile, and I will see you on the next video.